Welcome to another edition of the CS Podcast, where you can hear interviews with special guests such as
Dayon Buchanan, Tom Waddle, Pierre Desir, Brent Berry, Ed Werder,
and many others.
Too big, too strong, too fast, too good.
So be sure to subscribe and tune in to the CS Podcast on YouTube at youtube.com/ChristianRE722.
Did you not get the memo?
That's www.youtube.com/ChristianRE722 for great interviews. Be sure to check out the CS Podcast.
You are ridiculous.
Welcome back to the CS Podcast. I'm your host, Chris Shanafel, and I'm now joined by 2015 NFL Draft prospect, defensive end out of Johnson C. Smith University, Jovontay Williams. I appreciate you taking some time to chat, Jovontay. How's it going?
I'm doing all right today.
So let's get right to it, Jovontay. I'll just start off by asking you a very simple question, and that is, coming out of high school, why did you decide to attend D2 Johnson C. Smith University and play for the Golden Bulls?
See, the reason I attended Johnson C. Smith is because prior to 2 years before 2012, I was set out of football for a moment because I went to Kansas, a JUCO in Kansas right out of high school, and I didn't get my associate's degree, so therefore the 2 years I set out back in Atlanta, I just sat and got myself together, and my family is originally from Charlotte, North Carolina, so that had got me back into football, and I had just walked on 2012, and Coach redshirted me, so I can get a good feel back for the game, and then I played 2013 and then 2014 year.
All right, and let's fast forward to your junior year, the 2013 season, where you were able to put up 31 tackles, 14.5 tackles for loss, 12.5 sacks, and 3 forced fumbles. Is it safe to say that was your breakout season? That was when opponents knew to game plan around you, and they knew exactly who you were? Is it safe to say all of that?
Yes, you could say that was my breakout season because prior coming into that season, 2013, I was unknown because I redshirted the 2012 year. Mm-hmm. But so 2013 year came about, and teams started noticing who number 33 was.
And after that great junior season of yours, Jovontay, you were named an All-American, the first time somebody from Johnson C. Smith University to be named an All-American since 2008. What were both of your individual and team expectations for this past season, knowing that it'll be your final go-around at the college level?
See, all I had really was just to tell myself to stay focused and to be humble and keep the grind going because I knew I came to school to take advantage of the opportunity to get to the next level, and it's happening so fast for me. So I knew that coming into 2014 that I had to, get my stats continue. When I say continue, at least have a good mark, set stats so it can match with the ones from the 2013 season. And I knew I just had to have good leadership skills and make sure the guys had a good feel for me, because if they had a good feel for a leader like I was on the team, then they'll come through and follow pursuit, as far as doing what they have to do and, being a good student of the game. So I knew as far as just being a leader and continue to keep my stats up, that'll be a good opportunity for me. So I knew that coming into 2014.
Well, you definitely had another very solid season, Jovontay. You racked up 35 tackles, 11 tackle for loss, 10 sacks, and a forced fumble. You were named an All-American once again. Now, the Golden Bulls as a team didn't have the season that you guys expected, finishing 3-7, although you guys did end the season on a 2-game winning streak, so I got to think that felt pretty good. How would you describe not only this past season, but your overall college football experience at Johnson C. Smith University?
I enjoyed it. I met a lot of good guys. When I say that is, I met guys that was hungry just like I was, trying to make it to this next level, and not only for the next level, just to have a dominant college career. The staff, everyone showed a lot of love, and I was just very thankful for the opportunity because once again, I was just a walk-on. I wasn't recruited by any of the coaches or anything, so it was just a blessing from the man up above and a blessing for Coach Eckhart just to give me the opportunity to even play for him.
Chris Shanafel talking to 2015 NFL Draft prospect, defensive end out of Johnson C. Smith University, Jovontay Williams. And Jovontay, throughout your entire college football career, who would you say is the best or most impressive player you've played against?
That's a good one because I played against a lot of good guys. I would go with Rudy Johnson from Winston-Salem State. The reason I say that is because he's a real shifty guy, and he can run. And I remember he knows me because every time he see me coming around that corner from both take off. But other than that, I had it's a good offensive line that was against Winston-Salem State also. Them and West Georgia. West Georgia had a good offensive line. It wasn't just no certain players. The only certain player would be Rudy, but other than that, far as a whole, those were the two best offensive lines I went against.
All right, now if you had to single out one, what's the biggest or most memorable play that you've made throughout your college football career?
I'd say one biggest play would be against Davidson College, because it was a sack, but what made it a big day for me is I had 4 sacks that game. So that was a really exciting game, and they were D1 AA. So coming into that game, everybody was just like, "Oh man, they're D1 AA, they're this, they're that," because we're Division 2. So I was just telling everybody, like, man, we got to stay focused. They put their underwear on the same way we do. They're men just like we are, so they bleed just like we bleed. I had to make sure the guys got that out their head, thinking that it was just something different. So like I say, me being the leader that I am, I went out there and had a good game, and so did the fellas. They followed up behind me.
They slept on number 33, huh?
Yes, sir.
Well, Jovontay, Johnson C. Smith University has had some players that made it, but there aren't any former Golden Bulls that are currently in the NFL. Is there any chance that you've been able to talk to anybody that has had any type of experience at the next level in the NFL, and have they given you any advice as to what to expect during this draft process?
I have, a few people in my corners. They've been telling me a lot of good things, saying just stay focused and stay humble. I have, like I said, a lot of other people that are trying to get me in different bowl games and stuff, because right now, the only bowl game that I'm currently going to play in is the Dream Bowl. That's in Virginia Beach. But even just some ex-players that I know that was currently in the NFL, well, not currently, but that made it to the NFL. They're not in there now, but they was just giving me the heads up on the focus point. They was just saying, "Tay, just stay down. Just keep your grind, stay hungry." Because, once you lose that hunger and stuff, you lose the whole process, and people tend to look over you. So I just got to stay down and stay hungry.
And you definitely have to, love the game of football, and you got to stay hungry in order to play at the next level. So that's definitely good advice, I would say. Now, Jovontay, what would you say is your biggest strength as a defensive end?
My pass rush. I've been a solid defensive end, ever since I was little. I've been playing football ever since I was 5, and I never played no other position outside of defensive line other than the offensive line. And I played quarterback my 7th grade year, but, in the 4th game of the season of that year, I went back to D-line. But my whole life, I've just been a defensive end, so all I know is just to sack the quarterback. And over my years of playing, it just helped me get even better with my pass rush moves, especially being in college, during my 2 years at Johnson C. Smith, up under Coach Marshall Banks, the D-line coach. He showed me a lot about using my hands and be able to dip that shoulder to get around to the quarterback. So, like I said, it's just my pass rush. That's a real dominant, for me.
I can't say I'm too surprised. I mean, you've definitely had a lot of success getting after the quarterback, getting after the running back in the backfield, so can't go wrong with that. What about a weakness? Is there anything specific that you'll be taking some time to improve on during the offseason?
I wouldn't say it really was a weakness, because I kind of stepped it up a lot this year, but, my run stop, because someone gave me a grade about my run stop, so that's something that I've been working on a lot, just to make sure I get my reads better with the offensive linemen, the base blocks and stuff, and to know to stand that ground, to make sure not to get blown off the ball or not to get sucked all the way in, even on a zone read. So, those are things I've been working on.
All right, let's say there's an NFL general manager listening to this very interview. Why should he want defensive end Jovontay Williams out of Johnson C. Smith University a part of his team?
Because I had the hunger for the game. I had to sit out for a while just to get myself together and to want that hunger back. And, once God gave me the opportunity to get back, the hunger increased. And me being an older guy like I am, 24 years old, you're not going to find a guy coming in that's willing to learn, that's ready to do everything correct. I'm that guy that's at the end of practice, I'm talking to the coaches, I'm talking to the trainers. Anything that can help keep my skill up to par, anything that can help me help the team better, I'm willing to do that. I'm willing to put my all.
And Jovontay, like I've been saying, you're a 2015 NFL draft prospect. You just finished your final season of college football. When did you realize that the NFL may not only be a dream, but it could become a reality?
To be honest, it's starting to hit, a lot around November. Because, like I said, a lot of people have been in my corner, and people have been telling me about my talent once people start looking at my game film and stuff. And, I knew I had the opportunity to do some things, but coming from Division II, my whole concern was, to make it to the next level, but I wanted to be able to dominate this level. And, in order to get to that level, you got to dominate the level that you're at. Mm-hmm. And so once I known that I dominated this level, it was starting to open up my eyes a lot. Like, you dreamed about this a lot growing up, so, it's not longer no dream no more. It's starting to become reality. So I know I have to do things to put myself even, like I say, back to the hunger part. Like I have to do more things,
Absolutely.
Never just not do enough.
Absolutely. Now, why do you believe you deserve a shot in the National Football League?
Just my story. I had the opportunity to go to the big schools and stuff like that, and situations happen. It's just, I have a story behind this. So when I have that opportunity, and if I was to get picked on anyone's team, like I say, they would love to have me because I'm the guy that's willing to learn. Like Tamba Ali. The reason I say him, because he's a great student at defensive end. He even has classes that he does as far as using his hands, karate classes, I'm not sure, or taekwondo, one of those classes. Right. But, just being a student of the game, knowing what you have to do, and I'll be that type of person just to make sure that I'm putting my all into it.
Sounds good. Chris Shanfeld talking to 2015 NFL Draft prospect, defensive end out of Johnson C. Smith University, Jovontay Williams. I don't know why I had Jovontay Smith typed down, but Jovontay Williams here on the CS podcast. And Jovontay, just a couple more questions before I let you go. I really do appreciate your time, man. Now, you mentioned Tamba Ali. Is he somebody that you would compare yourself to? If not, who would you compare yourself to that's currently playing in the NFL?
Well, I use him, Tamba Ali, because of his hands. And then I say the White Friendly because I have a good spin move that I use. And then Robert Mathis because of the speed and the get off of the ball. I say I'm those three combined in one.
All right, well, three guys that definitely played at a high level at one point or another in the NFL. Can't go wrong with that. And last but not least, Jovontay, a few weeks ago you participated in the FCS National Bowl. How was that experience?
Oh, that was a great experience. I say great because I had met a lot of guys, decent guys, and it felt even better being on a team where I had more guys that was just as hungry as I was. So, if I'm not making that tackle, I got 10 other guys coming downhill full speed to make that tackle. So it felt great. It was real humbling because I got to play against some guys from a better division, Division 1, AA. And, they gave me the opportunity to show the scouts that, not only I could dominate Division 2 level, but I'm able to go to D1 AA level and handle business at that level. Hopefully I get a call from one of those big D1 single A games where they have a little old Division 2 player like myself come in and dominate.
Absolutely. Now, you mentioned the scouts. Were you able to meet with any scouts down there, or do you have any idea what they might be saying about you?
I met with the Raiders, and I met with the Eagles and the Bills, but, they just asked just general information, my name and my history and stuff, and I'm not too sure about, how they feel about me, but I believe it's all good because I haven't got no negative response from anyone yet, so I believe everything is going good.
Hey, man, that's a positive right there. So you mentioned that you've been invited to the Dream Bowl. Hopefully you get an invite to, the Shrine Game or the Medal of Honor Bowl. That'll definitely be great to see you out there. I'm wishing you nothing but the best throughout this process, Jovontay. I really do appreciate your time. It was great talking to you. You have anything else for us before I let you go?
No, sir. I just want to tell you thank you for the opportunity. And for the people that are listening, thank you guys for listening. And just open your ears and be expecting to hear more about me.
Yeah, man, we'll be on the lookout for sure. Jovontay, once again, I really do appreciate your time. Wishing you nothing but the best, and take care, all right, man?
All right, thank you.